Hey everybody, I'm Joey. If you're watching live, I'm sorry I'm a little bit late today, but I'm happy you're here and we are going to make a beautiful card today, and I'm also going to be live tomorrow. So I have several cards to show you with the celebratory sips. That's a lot to say. That suite of products. I had some requests for this one, so we are going to explore it today. I'll show you some fun things you can do with it, and then more tomorrow. Today is Wednesday, June 3rd. What am I on today? June 4th. Tomorrow is June 5th, so I hope you can join me both days, or anytime you're watching. I'm very happy you're here. So when you come on, I'd love for you to say hello. Sorry, moving my camera around a little bit. It was, had some more technical difficulties getting started today, but let's see if anyone's on yet. I should be live both on YouTube and Facebook, so let me know where you're watching from. Say hello. Okay, I see it looks like at least one person is on watching me from somewhere, either Facebook or YouTube, but let's go ahead and get started. I've got some fun things to show you and lots of things to give you some tips and tricks on for this particular suite of products. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to switch down to my workspace, and there we go. So this is the suite we're using today. It's called Celebratory Sweets Collection, and here is what's going on right now. So it started yesterday. Stampin' Up! Is offering all sweets and sweet products, buy one, get one 50% off. This is an amazing sale because the bundles and these are already 10% off, and when you add this sweet, you can buy another whole suite, or you can buy any product that is in any of the suites, both online and in the catalog. Now, what I'm showing you today is an online suite, and I'm going to I should have had this number brought up for you, and I don't. Let me get that closer. So that number is, does it even give you the number? Goodness gracious, I don't even see it there. For the whole suite. I know I saw it earlier. What the heck? Oh, here, gosh, Joey. Okay, right under the name, 165600 for $78.75. That is this suite. Now, if you add another suite, either from the online store or from the annual catalog, it'll be from those two places. So this catalog, if you don't have this one and you don't have a demonstrator, let me know and I'll make sure you get one. So any suite. So say I wanted to buy this one that I didn't own it yet, so I put this on my order. And then let's say I wanted another pack of this paper. If I add the paper to my order, the order is going to make the second product the one that's 50% off. Now you can add a whole suite, any suite. You could add, let's say you wanted this one, the Floral Impression Suite Collection. It is, how much is on here? $88.50. You can add this for, well, it's going to take the most expensive one. So this would be the most expensive one out of the two that I just talked about. So then this one would be half price. Or if you just want the dies, let's say you just want the dies from the Impressions of Bloom, and you've already added this whole suite to your order, then you're going to get the Impressions of Bloom dies for 50% off. Does that make sense? Okay, so I think also, if I'm understanding correctly, let's say you don't want the whole suite, but you want this bundle. So if you put this bundle on, that's going to be your first product. And then if you add something of a lesser value, let's just flip back here. It has to be in a suite, so just make sure you realize that it has to be a suite or a product from a suite. But let's say you put this bundle on, and then you want these dies. So this bundle, the total price for this bundle is $41.25, and then you want to add just these dies. They are $34, so they will be half price. Does that make sense? You can always message me if you're not quite sure about how that works, but you can also just put them in your cart, and it will show you obviously which one is going to be half price. Now I'm going to bring up here okay, here is my store. So you can grab a screenshot there, and that would be the address for my online store so that you can shop with me. Alrighty, my friends, we're ready to get stamping. I'm going to just see, has anybody hopped on and said hello yet? I'm late today, and I didn't get out my email saying that I was going to be live today. We've just had a lot going on. We had a family member hospitalized this week. Hi, Pam. Okay, you're on Facebook. Perfect. So it wasn't showing up on Facebook earlier, or it was telling me there was a problem. So I redid it, took Facebook out, added it back in, and now I thought it was supposed to be okay. So I should be also on YouTube. Hopefully I'm both. If not, if this didn't go live on YouTube and only went live on Facebook, then I will upload the video to Facebook after the live. Alrighty, my friends, let's go ahead and do some stamping. All right, we're going to make this card today, and we're going to do some watercoloring techniques that I want to show you today. And I'll show you, I think this card uses almost everything that's in the suite, except for there's 2 embossing folders. So there are 2 embossing folders in this suite called Glass and Gardens. Here's, oh, you can't see them very well. Let's see if we can put something under here. So it's a set of double embossing folders. This is a set of flowers. Both of these small ones come in the same pack. So Glass and Garden, that was a garden, and here's the glass. So this is, I'm pretty sure, is supposed to mimic the design on a glass, on a piece of glassware. So these 2 we're going to use these tomorrow, just not today. So remember to come back, set a reminder so you can be with me tomorrow for some more stamping with this suite. It can do so many things. I'm excited to share with you a lot of the things that I've discovered after starting to work with it a little bit more. Now, my friend Ali Gomez and I, we included this paper, the Designer Series paper, on our new catalog kickoff. I don't love that I have this mounted on this block in this way, but we're going to go with it. I must have not found another block. Okay, I'm probably going to get my head in the camera, so hang on here. I'm going to go. This is watercolor paper, fluid watercolor paper. It is in the catalog. I'll show you where it is in a moment once I get the stamp. Now, since it is watercolor paper, I'm holding my stamp down just a few seconds more than I normally would, like so. And then let's go ahead. We've got 2 glasses here, so we're going to put both of these glasses in. And this, you know, for some of you that maybe don't drink alcohol, this is for any kind of beverage. So it could be iced tea, it could be lemonade, strawberry lemonade. So I don't think it always has to be alcohol, but for those who enjoy alcoholic beverages for celebrations, it's perfect for that as well. Now, I did use Memento. Normally, when we're watercoloring with our water-based inks, which all of our inks are, that in our colors like this, you know, just our regular inks. I don't know why I'm struggling to say that. I'm going to put just a couple drops of, this is Blackberry Bliss, but you would normally use Stays On, black Stays On, but for a couple of reasons, I'm not using it today. Black stays on. You have to be very careful when you're using your photopolymer stamps with black stays on, because let me get some water going here. This is a water pan. Ooh, I got too much. Ooh, a little too much here. I'm back to the watercoloring with stays on. So the issue is, I want this to be a little bit, oh shoot, a mess. All right, hang on, I'm distracted with all this ink because of course I did it earlier and everything was fine. So now we're gonna have a big blob of ink and a mess. So don't do this. Don't put as much as I put on here. Hang on. Okay, it wouldn't be Create with Joey if we didn't have some kind of a disaster or issue of, okay, don't do as I do, do as I say. All right. Anyway, what stays on ink, let's cover this mess up. There. You have to use Stays On Cleaner to get it off your stamps. This has taken me a long time to tell you this. But, and Stays On Cleaner can be hard on your photopolymer stamps. So we're going to just take our chances with Memento, and I need a little more water on here. This particular water pen doesn't like to release the water very much. But I have two out here because we're going to use two colors of ink. And then I usually do keep a little bit of scrap paper next to where I'm watercoloring. And I want to keep this moving. Now, sometimes if I think about it ahead of time, I go ahead and just use my plain water without any ink in it yet and my watercolor brush to first color, and I'm going outside the lines, so that's okay. I'm not going to re-ink this because I'm going to keep moving it up the glass so it has a little bit more dimension, and it's watercolor, so it wouldn't even be terrible to have some white and light. So I'm going to fill this glass up. This could be grape juice, or it could be wine. And I went out there, but I'm not too worried about it. So let's just go up here. I noticed on the Stampin' Up! Artwork on the Designer Series paper, a lot of times they went out of the lines or didn't even get them all covered up. Okay, that should be pretty good. If you want a little more depth in it, you can always go back. I usually do, as I said, blot off my water brush just so I don't have it like completely goopy. But I'm just going to add this color a little bit more to the bottom, and we'll pretend like the light is shining on the glass from that side, so I'm not going to add any more to that side. Now that's probably darker than I really should have gotten it, because we're going to stamp some berries in there. Just take your mat, and then as I said, with this particular brush, I kind of have to release it a little bit, open it just a bit to get the water to flow out. We don't sell these anymore, but you might have these, so you might have one that does that too as well. Okay, let's take the strawberry slush, and I've done the same thing on my strawberry slush. I'm going to just get this out of here for now because I've already got a mess with it. I'm going to take now you don't need two brushes. You can use one brush for all of this. And this one is Strawberry Slush. It's a new in color this year. It is a returning color if you're not familiar with Stampin' Up! Or if you haven't been with Stampin' Up! Very long or been buying Stampin' Up! Products very long, you're probably not familiar with Strawberry Slush. But if you've been with us a while or been buying products for a while, you know that Strawberry Slush is actually a returning color. Now, I don't proclaim to be the world's best watercolorer, but as I said, I kind of want the bottom of the glass to be, and I'm going to actually leave a little bit of lightness there. This is pretty goopy right here, so I don't feel it's up to the top. So we'll say this is grape juice and strawberry lemonade that we're having at our party. Okay, so there we go. Okay, we're going to let that dry, and we're going to work on our card a little bit. There's a really cool die that we're going to work with after we let this dry, though, and I'll show you what that does. It puts texture on your glass, kind of like that embossing folder would, only smaller. Okay, there's our watercoloring. It's kind of a hot mess on this one, but we're going to go with it. It's okay. It's fine. All right. Let's go with, let's see. Hi, Jamie. And Julie's on YouTube. Excellent. Okay, and Julie got 2 bundles yesterday. Awesome. So she's taking advantage of the sale. And here's why you should shop now as opposed to later. Let me fix my camera here. Because if they sell out and they don't get them back in June soon enough, then you won't be able to get what you want. Because if it doesn't come back in before the end of June, so the sale goes through June 30th. Let's cover up this hot mess here. Goes through, is that right? June 30th. Let me check here. It goes through June 30th. So buy one, get one 50% off if you weren't here at the beginning of the video. Jamie, I wasn't here on time today, so if you were trying to watch me right at 12:30, I was late. Probably at least, I was about 15 minutes late this morning. But I'm here now. I'm really happy to be here, and I'll be back tomorrow. So I just thought last week's video, I did 4 cards, but it was over an hour and a half, and I'm thinking, I know some of you that are even watching right now said, oh, I came back to watch more of the video, or I watched part of it, so I'm feeling like that's too long, but I kind of just don't want to really change too much about what I'm doing with my cards, because I know that's why if you're watching me, I know that's one of the reasons you're watching me, or if you're returning, maybe it's your first time. But you come here because you like my card design, so I don't want to really change that up too much. All right, let's keep going with our card here. I'm taking a card base of cloud cover. So this is 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. This is one of my favorite new colors. You know, I like soft colors, so I'm using bright ones today, but I like soft colors. And I really like cloud cover. It's really pretty, so we're going to be using that today. Let's just do the background on our card. Let's do this one first. This is out of the Celebratory Sips Designer Series paper. Let's make sure I'm calling that the right thing. Because sometimes the sweet, Celebratory Sips. Sometimes the sweet is not the same as the Designer Series paper. Okay, we're not doing that one. We're doing this one first. So I'm gonna get this. The colors are really bright in this paper. I say I like soft colors, but I like bright colors too. But I really like cloud cover. Anyway, I started to say Ali Gomez and I picked this paper as one of the Designer Series papers that people got that ordered our new catalog kickoff class. So that's 2 of the prints. This is 1 by 5 1/4. This is 3 by 5 1/4. Right. Yep. That's right. Had to think for a minute. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do a little more stamping. We've got a couple more things we have to stamp and die cut. So I'm going to pull out just a little piece of scrap paper. We need, what do we need? A strawberry and an umbrella. So let me grab the strawberry and the umbrella. I hope you're all having a nice day today. We are having a really beautiful day today. It's supposed to be, I think, mid-70s, and so far it's sunny. Yesterday we had a lot of rain. And it rained pretty hard. Now, it wasn't really stormy, so that's the best kind of rain because no one likes a thunderstorm. Especially when the wind is blowing so hard. This is the umbrella, the little umbrella in the little drink we're going to do. And then let's do another strawberry. So here we go. Or I shouldn't say another one because we haven't done the other ones yet. And we're going to put some strawberries in our drink and some berries as well. Let's go ahead but I'm kind of letting that dry, the watercolor. You probably, if you were in a hurry, you could heat set it to be sure, but let's see, what do we need? Strawberry slush, and we need old olive markers for this, and cloud cover. Did I say cloudy sky before? I think I was talking about the weather. All right, this is the cloud cover blends, and I'm just going to do, whoops, I want the bullet end for this. They're marked. This is the brush end, and then this smaller one is the bullet end, and for this I want the bullet end. We're going to do the little umbrella that goes in a drink in cloud cover, and I did that partly because our base is cloud cover for our card that we're making today, so I wanted to pull in that cloud cover a little bit. And then I noticed in the Stampin' Up! Paper when they did the umbrella, let's see if I can find it for you. So on this page, they did the cloud cover with the little umbrella, so I picked that as well. A lot of times if I'm not quite sure what colors I want to use, I do just go directly to the Designer Series paper. That's a little tip for you. Instead of, making my brain hurt by what colors should I use for this, what colors go together. Sometimes, even if I'm not using that Designer Series paper, I'll go to see what Stampin' Up! Has put together for their colors. So we're taking cloud cover, the dark and the light, and I'm just alternating on this. Here, let's do this little top of our umbrella too. And then I'm going to grab the strawberry slush. The best deal, as Julie shared earlier, the best deal really for the buy one, get one 50% off are on the whole suites, because you only put in one number and you get all the products in that suite. Unless, of course, there's something that you particularly don't want in a suite, but otherwise you get everything in one order number. So you get the ribbon. If there's ribbon in it, you get the ribbon. If there's embossing folders, you get the embossing folder. Designer Series paper, gems. Just look carefully at what's listed in the suite so you're sure that you're getting what you want. But if you're looking at the page, like in the Stampin' Up! Catalog, or if you're looking at the online photo of the suite, not just the bundle, but the suite itself, you'll see everything that's in it, and it will list it online as well so that you are sure of what you're getting. Okay, there's that. Now let's go back to these guys. They've dried a little bit. And just to be really sure I'm not messing this up, messing up my ink pad. I want to make sure all that memento is off of my strawberry before we stamp with these. So let's grab our ink pads. We'll need Blackberry Bliss, and we will need strawberry slush. So yesterday we had a lot of rain, but also storms. You had storms. Yes, Pam, I saw that. So Pam lives in Missouri. I saw in Kansas City, at least, they were having, I have too many things on my way here. They were having flooding. My uncle lives there, and we texted him last night, but we didn't hear back from him. All right, I'm taking strawberry slush, and I'm just going to stamp Tone on Tone Strawberry Slush, and I'm seeing that you can't really see that very well. So I'll hold it up to the camera in a minute, but let's get some strawberries in our drink, our refreshing summer drink. You can see the strawberries there. And then let's grab the Blackberry Bliss and put some berries. Oh, I said this was going to be grape juice. So this has to be a blackberry drink then of some kind. All right, now these aren't going to show up very well either, but we're going to go ahead and stamp them. I did a better job on my first card, my sample that I'll show you, getting that's a little bit lighter. But as you saw, if you were watching, we kind of had a, whoops, that didn't even stamp all the way. What? Let's see if we can fix that. There we go. It's not going to show too much. Anyway, even you can see some berries in my drink. So that's kind of fun to add the berries to the drink. Now, Stampin' Up! Did this in one of their samples, or even more than one of their samples. There are ice cubes you can also put in your beverage. There's a lot of cute things you can put in. There's lemon slices. There's mint. There's a cherry. This could be celery for Bloody Mary. Lemon, ice cubes, and olive, so you can make a cocktail with olive. Here's the stirring stick, etc. So that is, those are some things that we'll put on in our drink tomorrow, but today we're going to just go ahead and go with this. All right, I think this is everything I need. No, I need one more thing to die cut, so hang on a second. Get it out. We need a little stick, pole, whatever you want to call it, for our umbrella in our drink. So this is the stirring stick, and I'm just going to die cut one in just plain black. So let's go ahead and grab this. I don't know what the weather's supposed to do today, if it's supposed to still rain here or not. I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska, if I didn't say that. I'm going to grab some tape. We'll get these dies out. But at least at this point, it's very nice. Okay, now, this is what I wanted to show you. Am I even in that picture? There we go. Okay, so this is a texture die that goes with this glass. So we're going to put this on our strawberry glass. And then we're going to we have to die cut it, the whole thing out. So we're going to put it like this. I did not buy, truth be told, I did not buy this sweet on my first order. I did buy, well, here we go. This is not working. Let's do this like this. My plate is not flat. If you don't have a flat plate, sometimes this gets a little trickier. You can keep your plates flat by just staggering your top plate when you go to, I'll show you in a minute. I'm trying to get this just right. When I'm lifting up my fingers, it's moving. Here, we need this. But this is a cool effect, so I wanted to show you what it does. Trying to just make sure my edges of my glass are lined up, because the other's not going to show all that much. Now let's get that tape down. I have some Post-it tape. Anyway, I started to say I didn't initially purchase this because I wasn't sure. You know, first of all, you can't get everything you'd like to get. Well, at least I can't. On my first order for the online exclusives when they came out. But I loved the paper. And the paper was in the annual catalog as well. So that's why Allie and I used it for our Well, okay, let me clarify that. The paper, the scrapbooking kit is in the annual catalog. The paper itself is a separate. Let me see. I think I have that I can bring it up online. Is this it? Let's see. Nope, we don't want that. How about this one? Nope, we don't want that. This class is free with an order, but I thought I had the number of the paper. I'll put it up tomorrow I'll make sure I have it up for you tomorrow when we do our second set of cards. All right, let's grab our strawberry and our umbrella. Well, let's get these guys on this end. Instead, we have one of our family members had to go to the ER and ICU over the weekend, and she's doing much, much better, but she'll be in the hospital for a while. So it's been just concerning. My mind has been on her husband and my sister-in-law who is caring for children now that our family member is not able to be home with the children right now. So anyway, that's where my mind has been. Oh, and I just dropped the die. Hang on. Okay, but as I said, she's doing much, much better and much better. So now I think I got out the die. Yeah, I thought I did, but I couldn't find it. For this umbrella, I got that pretty close to the strawberry. We might have to make, yeah, we have to make 2 passes, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and do this. So anyway, let's go ahead and I'm going to get these off of here, and then I'm going to grab that die for the umbrella. We'll run that through. I didn't want to miss today, though, for Facebook, so... And honestly, I kind of had a hard time deciding what suite am I going to show. So thank you to those of you that chimed in. I put on a little questionnaire yesterday on my Facebook page. If you're not following my Facebook page, you can find me at Create with Joey on Facebook. And I share a lot of things there. Tips and tricks for card making, but also just... We have a lot of people that participate there, and some share their cards. You're always welcome to share. I also have a community group called Create with Joey Stampers group. So more people share their projects on that page as well. So I'd love to have you, follow me on my Create with Joey page and also become part of my Create with Joey Stampers group. I didn't include those on the video description today. As I said, I was kind of running late, so I will add that. I'll go back and add it at the end of today. Okay, I think that's everything. And if you've been commenting, I'm not ignoring you. I have to directly look at my computer and then click a icon to bring up the comments, so... There we go with that guy. This looks like we have Big Berry stamped here. We're going to go with that. All right. Let's get all of our bits out here. So now can you see this? The texture it puts on the glass? I think that's really cool. I noticed that in several of the Stampin' Up! Photos in the online exclusive. So that's the only place you can see the samples of Stampin' Up! Well, I mean, if you do the search online and you just put in the search bar Stampin' Up, comma, Celebratory Sips, you'll see other projects with them. But if you want to see the Stampin' Up! Ones, you obviously have to be in the online store. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep working with our card. I also have a large circle from the Stylish Shapes. This is, I'm going to put this flat because I noticed on my sample card I just had so many things popped up that I thought it might mail a little better. So I'm centering it right to left and then down a little bit more or larger amount at the bottom, like the 2/3, like a third up here and then 2/3 down here on my card. So now let's go ahead and put all these cute drinks on our circle here. So it's going to go here. I'm going to kind of dry fit this. We've got our little stir stick that's actually going to become just the bottom of the umbrella. So let me grab, I'm going to just put some adhesive on the back of my drink. Now, obviously, you know, if you wanted to do it like this so it would show in the drink, I didn't do it like that, but then after I made it, there is a stamp that is just the stem of the umbrella. I don't know if I'm calling it right, but, you know, I could do it like this, I guess. I'm going to do it like this. I'm just going to do it exactly like my sample, and then you can let me know if you think we should have put that stir stick on the outside of the glass so it actually looked like it was on the inside of the glass. Does that make sense? All right, let's put this guy. Let's start with this drink, and let's go ahead and grab some dimensionals. Looks like I'm running out. So what I usually do is just go ahead and make a bunch of cuts. For the sake of video, I'm not going to go all the way around, but normally when I'm at the end like this, I do go all the way around. All right, now let's do some popping up here. We'll put this one down first and start building it like this, like so. And when I was talking about strawberry lemonade, I was thinking of one of the lemonades. It's not strawberry, but one that I like a lot is from Raising Cane's. Do you guys have Raising Cane's in your neck of the woods, wherever you're from? Let's stick this up here. I'm going to put this dimensional. I'm going to put a mini dimensional kind of right here. For my strawberry. It's going to be in the top of that. We could have put Wink Stella on there. I know some of you might be saying, you should have put Wink Stella on your glass or the strawberry, and I agree. Okay, let's put this down first. There's just so many cute things you can do with this. What I started to say is I didn't have it on my initial list, but I did have it on my list. So eventually, these are kind of a hot mess. I'm going to put a dimensional right there. Kind of secure that stem just a little bit more. And now I'm so glad I got it. Although now I could have gotten it at half price with another bundle, but there's still more bundles I'd like to get while the sale is on. Okay, let me go ahead and, whoops, that isn't cut. Having a hot mess today with my dimensionals. Let's see if that'll stick on something else instead of just my finger. Come on. Okay, there we go. Let's put this umbrella. The sweets, no doubt, they are expensive, obviously. So this is such a good time to build your collection. at a good price. All right, let's put this guy down here like that. Okay, so that's good so far. Now we need a greeting. For that, I've already die cut this little flag die, also from the Stylish Shapes, and I'm going to stamp the greeting in Memento Black as well to kind of carry through my black that's already on the stir stick, although it's not a stir stick, the umbrella stem handle, and on my drinks and my, oh, you know what, how I figured that I think this worked better. So we're gonna stamp cheers to you, and this is very tiny. You're probably not even gonna hardly be able to see this. I'm gonna go right to the bottom of my label. It's a little bit crooked, but that's okay. These could also be birthdays. So it could be graduation. It could be retirement. All right, now cheers. What am I doing? Let's go to cheers. Memento. Could be birthday, could be graduation, could be retirement. Could be any accomplishment. Could be someone getting a new position or a new job. If you have someone in your family that just graduated and you've already done their graduation gift and they just got a job, it's perfect for that as well. Just so many occasions. I like it. I like that it's a little bit different. We've been doing a lot of flowers. Last week we did sailboats, and that was fun. This week we're doing drinks and drink glasses, which is also fun. You know, my heart goes to flowers. If you know me, you know that a lot of times this is the ribbon that's in this suite as well, and we're going to also do the gems that are in this suite, so you get a look at everything. And I showed you the embossing folders, except for we're not using those on this card. I'm just taking the ribbon and I'm putting it, did you see me put adhesive on the back of this and that, so I can just stick down this ribbon. I'm kind of making an S, sort of, kind of, on the back. So that's my S like that. Now I'm going to trim this. My nephew, I have a nephew that's looking for a job, and I've been checking in with him. So this will be a perfect card for him when that job comes in that he wants. All right, let's grab a few more of these. And this, I don't want this to pop up, to have it be a double on a dimensional that's already there. So I'm going to kind of figure out where this is going to go, and then I'll just put my dimensionals there. But this is one of my favorite ribbons. So if you took my new catalog class to go, that was our craft along for last month, you have this ribbon. Let me go ahead and get that down. I love that. Okay, then I also like the gems that go with this. So the gems look like actually little drops of water. Where are the gems, Joey? Okay, here they go. So these are called, what are they called? These are called holographic resin dots. They're really pretty. They look kind of green. I mean, in the package I thought they look kind of green. Can you see that? Well, they really look green on the cloud cover. But when you put them on the paper, they kind of pick up whatever color it is you're putting them on, and they're really pretty. Let's go and grab a couple of these. And there's 3 sizes, so there's a bigger one, medium, and small. So let's put a big one down. Oops. Here, this is a take your pick tool. I'm going to take a medium now and kind of go up here. And a small one next to it. I'm kind of picky about, I do the same thing I know what dimensionals do. Like, you always do a triangle, and I do always do a triangle. Sometimes it's a fatter triangle, sometimes it's a bigger one, but that is normally what I do. Okay, now we've got the outside. And don't the dots show up really cute? And with the ribbon, I think that's turned out pretty. Let's do the inside. So I have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4, and let's do this greeting on the inside. So the outside says cheers to you, and the inside is going to say let's, or no, that's not it. It's your day, let's celebrate. So let me get my, this is it's your day. I should have another one here. Let's celebrate. So if I wanted this for a birthday, I would use it's your day, let's celebrate. But I think this will probably go to my nephew because I already have made one like this with a birthday. So I'm going to make this one for a new job, hopefully that's coming soon, sooner than later. Let's celebrate. I have to get this down where I can see it. Sorry, it's kind of too far up, which I know I'm probably down pretty far in the camera, but then I can get it. I have a halfway chance of getting it straight. So that was pretty good. It's so tiny. Sometimes these tiny ones are kind of hard. All right, let's get a strawberry. Not hard, but hard to do straight. Sometimes it's just easier to just plan to do them crooked. And then it looks like it's intentional. All right, but I did pretty good with that, so I'm happy with it. Let's go ahead and get back to our blends markers and add some. We'll do this just about like our strawberry that we already did. So I'm using strawberry slush again. This is the light one, I think. I meant to pick up, yeah, the light one. Okay, and then I'm going to take my darker one and just make a little bit of a shadow here, more depth. And there'd be a little bit of shading, I think, right under the leaves, although, you know, we're going to go with that. Actually, on strawberry, sometimes that's the place where it's the lightest. So if you want to be more true to how a strawberry sometimes grows, then you probably want that lighter at the top of your strawberry where the stem comes in. But we're going to go with this. I don't think anybody's going to dissect this, but when it comes to them, especially my nephew, he's not going to go, Aunt Joe, your strawberry is not light where it should be light. All right, let's put this on the inside. Like so. Got to do the insides of our cards. There we go. With our cute little strawberry. I'm looking at your comments because I haven't been able to look, but I am going to look now. And let's, gosh, I can't. Sorry. Here we go. Cover that up. Here's our 2 cards. So you can see where this one, I did a better job of watercoloring it. This is my sample. And I had a little bit of lightness in the middle, which I really love how this one turned out. And then, you know, we had kind of a disaster with our blackberry ink, but you can still see the berries in there. Coming up late, Donna. Oh, you were planting in the garden? How fun. Yes, it's the perfect time of year to be planting. We did our pots. I don't have a garden that's actually in the ground. We have landscaping done, but I did do our pots. There we go. I thought that turned out really cute. I'm going to go up and check your comment. Cloudy today, Pam, but not raining today. And Pam, you checked YouTube. Thank you, my friend. Julie, it was, unhealthy from the wildfires in Canada, from Canada. Julie's in Minnesota. I'm sorry about that. Okay, and all right. So there we have it. Now listen, if you are not signed up for my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe if you don't want to miss videos. That's if you enjoyed the video today. And don't forget to set a reminder that I'll be back tomorrow, both on YouTube and Facebook. Lord willing, it shows up on Facebook. Usually YouTube is pretty much 99% reliable, but Facebook, they're glitchy. So I never quite know if I'm going to show up there or not. But thanks so much for being here with me today. And I hope you'll join me tomorrow for at least 2 more cards, maybe even 3 tomorrow we'll make with the same suite of products. And we'll talk some more about what's all going on with this sweet sale. So I hope you'll join me then. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.